Welcome to Old Horse Racing All the Time, where we bring you fresh new horse racing information every single day. I'm Alan, your host. Many of you know me as Coach Alan, since delivering consistent, huge winning hits over the last 15 years and helping scores of people improve their game, taking it to the next level. Well, today we're going to be taking a look at the Kentucky Derby post positions, 1 through 20. Very important things to consider when considering your handicapping, doing your handicapping before you put those wagers in. We're going to take a look at the post positions, what they've been producing going back over 100 years in the Kentucky Derby, what they mean. But first, coffee. Excellent. Four Sigmatic mushroom coffee. It boosts mental clarity, or so they say. Well, it certainly helps here, and it's a good thing to do, especially when getting started early in the morning. Definitely great stuff. Let's take a look at the post positions. Some post positions, when considering your wagers, you want to be aware how those post positions, how that plays into the race, how often are they in the money, how often do they win, things to consider. Of course, the running styles of the horse, all that comes into play. The draw for the Kentucky Derby, we're not going to know these post positions for another 9 days. Only April 17th, they're going to have the draw on the 26th of April. Then we're going to know what horses are even in there. And then, Kentucky Derby, another week away from that. So we got time, but get that post positions, have that in the back of your mind when considering different horses in advance. You don't have to start handicapping the Derby. Dave the Derby week before, whatever. I get started handicapping the Derby. I post this presented this before we look at the post position. The question, when do you begin handicapping the Derby? When do I begin handicapping the Derby? Post position considerations. That's part of it right now. We're a ways out from the Derby. It's only the 17th, so that's part of the handicapping process. I actually started over 4 months ago, before the first Kentucky Derby prep race. So you can say I've been handicapping the Kentucky Derby since last year, covering all these races, covering all the horses, looking at their running style, following along. And of course, the major thing after the draw, that's the meat and potatoes after the Kentucky Derby draw. Then you could really start putting your nose to the grind and do the, heavy lifting, who you're going to use and where. You know where everybody is. My handicapping starts way in advance. But let's look at these post positions. Okay, we're going to go right through them here. Start at post position 1. And how many winners have they been producing? Win percentage, 8.4%. 8 winners out of 95%. It's not quite the kiss of death people make it out to be. In recent years, they've been trying to get that out. Sometimes the horse in the first position can get crowded and run into a lot of trouble there. So, it's one that it's not a favorable post. In the money, 18.9%, win percentage, 8.4. Okay, so you go down there, 8 winners out of 95 posts. Okay, let's see. Post position 2, fastest winner affirmed. Okay, winning percentage, 7.4%. Actually, a little less than 1. And you're going back in the money, 27.4%. Okay, so you're in the money a little bit higher percentage than 1. So you're talking 8%, 7%. Okay, not too much there. Not that favorable, but so far nothing really glaring. Actually, post position 3 has less winners than the other two, only 6.3%. And in the money, 23.2%. Fastest winner, Foolish Pleasure, in that tragic match race with the great filly ruffian. She's Foolish Pleasure, 1975 fastest winner. Yeah, she had to be taken up. Post position 4, only 5.3%, 15.8% in the money. So what are we seeing jumping out here? The first 4 positions, you really don't want to be there. When would you want to be there? I'd say if you have a horse, which this year's shaping up that there might be too much of a speed duel between a number of horses in this race this year. So maybe you want one with the best early speed, breaking from one of these posts, and then they could slip in and boost that 5%. For example, if you get somebody inside that's really, really fast, like Medacket Road or Citizen Bull with a clean break, or Nequist, if he happens to get in, he needs a couple to drop out of there before he gets in. He would be dangerous inside there, saving ground, and boom, off like a bullet. So you got to see. So inside, got to be one of these early speed types. Otherwise, you might be in trouble. A slower horse, a closer, God, that might have that horse swinging wide. So you're in a lot of trouble there. Going to have to really work out an extra trip to get off of the inside, get out. So, hey, those closers, you probably want to be further outside. Post position 5, 10%. Now we're talking a little bit. Not bad. Fastest winner, War Emblem. Win percentage has 10 wins out of 95. And in the money, 23.2%. Beautiful. Okay, 10% now. Now, post position 6, very shaky. Only 2 winners. And only in the money, 13.7%. What's the deal there? Fastest winner, Iron Lage, 1957. Only in the money, 13 times out of 95. That's terrible. Watch out for that post position 6. Anyone who's, wow, not good. Post position 7, okay, 8.5%. So far, nothing really jumping out on the inside. Maybe the 5 a little bit better. The 10% and 23.2%. The 7. Post position 7, we're up to 8.5%, 21.3% in the money. Post position 8, 9.6% in the money, 22.2%. Post position 8. Okay. Go down to post position 9. We're looking for that gravy one. Only a win percentage of 4.4%. 4 winners out of 91% in the money. Out of 91, 4.4 win percentage in the money, 19.8% of the time. Oh, brother. Fastest winner, post the Great Secretariat, greatest of all time. Fastest winner, Secretariat. Of course, that record still stands. It took place 52 years ago, 1973. Has produced 10.2% winners, and in the money, a whopping 29.5% of the time. So now we're talking. We got post position 10 looks pretty good. And that's not too bad, really, because you got the 20 post positions. So when you think of the race, it's like you think of it as a 10-horse race and the horse draws outside. So 10, it's not impossible. Gets time to take shot at the others. I'd say run the race, treat it like it's half the field size. Don't, the outside horses, break like you would that way, depending on the horse. And post position 10 looks very favorable. Post position 11, in the money, only 14%, 14.3%. Win percentage, only 2 wins out of 84. 2.4% of the time. But this is telling me here now, these post positions and these percentages, like post position 11, 10 has such favorable numbers, and post position 11, only 1 slot away. I wouldn't get too hell-bent about these post positions if you have the right horse in one. But this, just for interest's sake, we're going over it here and things to consider. So post position 11, really not in the money as much. Only 14.3%. Post position 12, even less. Now we're starting to get to moving to the outside. So of course, those positions, think of it as a 12 or 13 horse race in a regular race, and any given day at a track when 13 horses or 12 horses is considered a very big field. And how often do you say yourself, or you hear somebody say, it's the, I don't like the draw, post position 12, 13. I don't like that he's all the way outside. Well, here he is all the way outside in this race too. Okay, maybe there's more horses outside since the field is so big, 20 horses. He's still outside. Think of that 12-horse race. And yeah, so the winning percentage is going down a bit, 3.8% winning percentage. In the money, 12.5%. Fastest winner, Kawhi King. 202, 1966. So now you're getting into the outside post positions. So keep sight the post positions and that you're outside. That's a wide post position for most races. Maybe not in the Kentucky Derby, but in most races. So, hey, treat it the same way. Think of a regular race. And would you really like your horse in post position 12 in a race? Or is it something you're worried about? You're worried about it, right? Yeah. Same thing here. Post position 13, in the money 21.8. Win percentage, again, lower, 6.4% as we move further outside. Only 5 winners from post 13. We go down to post 14. Win percentage, a measly 2.9%. 2 out of 68. Ouch. The only winners to come from the 14th position was Middle Ground in 1950 and Carry Back 1961. But 20.6 have finished in the money from post 14. It's only 2 winners from post 14. Okay. Now, surprisingly, post position 15. Now, this could be relevant. The horses who take these post position, that plays a big thing. Now, there was the fastest winner was Authentic 2020. So we had a winner from post 15. 6 winners out of 63 times, 9.5%. So you got some good horses that have had that post 15. American Pharaoh, of course. Orb, great closer. And you got a horse like Orb. Now he doesn't run into as much trouble if he were inside. Now he's out 15 and he can kind of go around, pick his spot and kind of close in instead of having to start inside, fight out an extra hassle to get outside. He doesn't have to swing outside. He starts out there. So look for these closers to have favorable posts. I think outside of post 10 is where they want to be. Okay, so you got some fast ones in here. Win percentage, 9.5, American Pharaoh, Fusechi Pegasus, Orb. So you got some nice horses out there winning from out there. So the horse has something to do with the post, as more so than the post. When you see some of these win from those positions. Post position 16, 7.7%. In the money, 19.2%. Again, the percentage is going further outside now. Post position 16, consider it like a regular race. Would you want your horse in post position 16? Even if he was a speed demon, whatever running style he has, he's going to have to make up ground. He's going to have to get inside. Is he fast enough to get inside, or is he going to be stuck wide around the track? Anyway, the wider out, you know what I mean. Only 4 winners out of 52 in the money, 19.2%. So, these outside horses, unless there's something special about them, they could be better utilized unless it's like a really big favorite or a really good horse that fits the race. One of these longer ones or whatever, you want to keep them in the fringe, maybe in the money percentage. Underneath, something to consider anyway. See in the money, 19.2%, and only 7% win, 4 out of 52. Now, the dreaded post 17. Now, get this, the curse of post 17. And who got post 17 last year? Fierceness, best 3-year-old. I know he didn't win horse of the top 3-year-old of the year, male anyway, but definitely. Only in the money, 6.7%. It's 0 for 45. Fierceness when it goes off as the favorite last year, and this does not win from out there. And so beware post 17. Will that scare me off post 17 if a horse I like takes that post? Absolutely not. But it's just something to keep in mind that for whatever reason, that post seems to be like the kiss of death post 17, 0 for 45 and only 1 first and 2 seconds. Ouch. So anyway, something to consider there about post 17. Let's see who gets that post this year and how they handle it. Okay, post number 18, 5.4%, 2 winners out of 37, in the money 16.2. Now you start to pull out straws. Horses breaking way outside post 18. It's going to get less and less. We go down to 19. Now in post 18, Maximum Security, what a disgrace, gets disqualified. In 2019, Maximum Security becomes the first DQ. Would have won from post 18, would have been the third one. And Country House won. So they count that as a win, right? So this one actually has first. That's the year Maximum Security. He wasn't in post position 18, but Country House was, and gets credited with a victory, the second from post 18. So it's really like one win from out of 37 times. What a Maximum Security. Went on to great horse. Post position 19. Only 3.2%, one win out of 31, only in the money 6.5%. I'll have another. 2012 is the only horse to win from post 19. Though Wicked Strong finished fourth from the position 2 years later. Okay, another closing type. Okay, so 19, not really where you want to be. One win in 30. Listen to this, only one win in a second out of 31 tries in the money, 6.5%, no good. Post position 20, we know Big Brown won from there. Out there, there he is, Big Brown, Kent DeSormo, Rick Dutrow, 2 wins out of 19 tries. So, hey, it's not like it's the end of the world, right? Oh, the dreaded post 20, he's over 20%, over 10%, 10.5% in the money, not so good, 15.8%, but so he gets the point. And Rich Strike did win from way outside as well. And that's it. Big Brown, yeah. He was the fastest winner from post 20. Well, there are only 2. Anyway, win percentage 10.5%. Not going to go past post 20. So that's a look at the post positions there. Something to keep in mind when you're doing your handicapping, what these post positions are going to do. And we have that to look forward to yet. We still have AE, who's going to be the also eligibles. How is this Derby field going to wind up? We'll know more in the draw when they actually do the post positions on the 26th and come up with the opening odds. I don't let them swing my odds. I'm going to be doing a special show within the next few days. A Kentucky Derby, a fair odds show that's going to be different than anything you've seen before. And you're going to get a kick out of this, enjoy it. I think it'll help you with your handicapping. It'll be interesting. We'll be doing something different here. So it's the early Kentucky Derby fair odds show. And how we come up with these fair odds and what we're going to do, you'll check it out. Let your horse racing friends know about it. You're going to love it. What do you think? What do you think about these post positions? Are there any that you're afraid of? Any that you're hoping that your horse avoids? Comments area down below. Weigh in. Let us all know. What do you think? Share your horse racing knowledge with us, or ask your questions. Pose your questions. Might be used in an upcoming show. We'll address those. So I want to thank everybody for watching. If you're playing today, best of luck and bring it home. Win big, and may the horse be with you.